This meeting is being recorded.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the Today's Restaurant News Networking Group. We are a group of professional vendors serving the restaurant industry, and we are here to get to know each other and also to help the restaurant industry in general. If you are a restaurateur and you happen to be watching this on YouTube, which is our YouTube channel is Today's Restaurant, feel free to contact us at 561-620-8888 and arrange to possibly come to one of our meetings and ask a question or ask us to help you solve an issue that you may be having in your business. If we can't do it here, we can get you to the people that can. Combined, we've got hundreds of years of experience in the industry, and we know hundreds of people additional. So use us as a resource for your business. And we have a new face on the board today, Angie Vendetti. Is that right? Vendetti, Angie Vendetti, who I had the pleasure of talking to this week. So why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us what you do?
Sure, thank you. So I am a restaurant consultant. My background is coffee. I had 5 coffee shops in Philadelphia for over a 12-year period. We expanded into office catering and wholesale. And now I work with restaurants on startup, profitability and turnarounds, management coaching, and feasibility and financing. So my website is angelavendetti.com. I also have a class called Restaurant Startup 101, split into 4 parts that I run through the Philadelphia Community College and a business association in West Philly. And it's also available on my website. So happy to be here. Nice to meet everybody.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to change it up just a little bit this week. I'm going to do the intros first because I have two topics that we might want to see if we can get them both in. If not, we'll do one. So let's start with Bruce. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bruce Silver, and the name of my company is Employers RX. And I like to say we're the cure for your employee management headaches. I'm what's affectionately known as a PEO broker. And usually the next question is, what is a PEO? And PEOs, or professional employer organizations, are companies that help small and mid-sized companies basically manage and administer their workforce. They provide payroll and workers' compensation, employee benefits, risk management, HR compliance, and they do it for tens of thousands of small businesses and hundreds of thousands of employees. And we work with small business owners to help them find the right PEO that is a good fit for their business. Some companies focus on doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs, and other companies focus on restaurants, and other companies focus on landscaping. And as you can imagine, it's very challenging to be in the restaurant industry, and their requirements are completely different from what a landscaping company might have or what a doctor's office may have. So my job is basically to find out what you need as a business owner and who can I bring to the table to help you get to the next level. So glad to be here, and look forward to everybody coming to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Rick, the one Rick today.
The lone Rick. Well, good morning, everybody. Rick Moore. My company is BidPoint Business Solutions, and we started in 2015, and we've developed a national agent referral network. We're got a pretty good presence in Florida, and as I mentioned, I'm here in Atlanta. So what we're looking for are people that are looking for fast funding. Our program, you can see it at bidpointfunding.com. It's an automated process, starts with a simple survey, and that points them in whichever bucket, whether it's below 25,000 or up above 25,000 up to 2 million. And we can typically get an answer back on the smaller amounts immediately, and can sometimes fund it same day. So great leads for us would be obviously independent restaurants, but also contractors are great clients of any size. So once again, my name is Rick Moore, and our company is BidPoint, and bidpointfunding.com is how you can view our funding program. In fact, sprinkled throughout Florida, you might start seeing these popping up on trailblazers around, mostly on the West Coast, but some in the Daytona area, but up and down the West Coast, we're pretty prominent. Thank you.
What is that?
What is that?
It's a postcard with a QR code on it. You can see
is that? I thought it was a mail-in ballot.
Well, you know, we're in Fulton County here in Georgia, so mail-in ballots don't count.
Yeah.
We have the adjudicated ballot system here in Fulton County.
Okay.
Can you do me a favor and scan, just maybe send me a photo of that?
Sure.
Okay, terrific. Thank you.
Well, are you going to try to vote in Fulton County, Terry?
Yeah, I happen to know a lot of people, so there. And it could help actually with people that I know from the leads from Georgia. Yeah, might help. Actually, I have an idea. I just came in touch with the contractor. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
She got an idea.
I do.
All right, Nico, good morning.
Good morning. Nico Romano with Spiritus Law. We're attorneys. We specialize in alcohol beverage law. We help out anyone from startups to national chains or national conglomerates. We do work nationwide. We help with hotels, restaurants, bars, movie theaters, advertisers. If you want to advertise and have alcohol clients that's advertise, there's special laws for that. We help with that. So there's a lot. If you're involved in the sale of alcohol or tobacco, anything that's regulated, we can help you out from the beginning, middle, and end. And our website is spirituslaw.com.
Okay, thank you.
And Nico, that's in Pennsylvania as well?
No, we are, we can help out in Pennsylvania. We're located in Florida, but yes, we can do licensing work nationwide.
Okay.
Robin, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see a few of you again. My name is Robin Lipnack. I'm in South Florida. I have a company called RLL Marketing Group, and I do business development for multiple companies in multiple industries. So companies hire me when they don't want to hire a full-time person. I build the relationships. I bring them business. I'm on the networking calls. I do all the follow-up. I make sure that business transacts between the two parties. And I've been in business for about 18 years with a master's degree actually in speech pathology, and worked in hospitals after grad school, but then veered into business development after that. So some of my the industries I've worked in, the verticals have been hospitality, food and beverage, legal, healthcare, technology, real estate, sports, entertainment, music. I have contacts in all these different areas. One of my clients is Augusta High Tech. They're based in Boca. They're a global company. And they create anything from apps, software, artificial intelligence. They're doing a lot in metaverse right now. So actually, I brought in the Boca Raton Hotel and Resort, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. We're doing all of their AI, their apps, and their software. For restaurants, we can do engagement apps, rewards apps, all that kind of good stuff, any type of software. They're a phenomenal company doing great things. I have Clear Lake Financial. If you're looking for working capital, money for equipment, money to buy or sell a business, that's what Ron does. He's been in business for over 30 years. He's got multiple relationships. He's a great guy. He works nationally. He can get your funding a lot quicker than a bank, and he also pays nice referral fees as well. He's only on the debt side, so he is amazing. He's done a lot of restaurants for sure. Then I have, the last one is 32, I have other clients, but this is the last one that applies to you guys, is 32 Degrees. They're based out of Miami. They only focus on the Tri-County area. They're a successful catering company, and they've pivoted over over COVID, and they have a piece of technology. They fresh flash freeze chef prepared foods that is prepared in their kitchens in Miami. No preservatives, no chemicals. You cannot tell that they're chef prepared. I mean, that they're frozen. You put them in the microwave, you can keep them in the freezer. So we're looking to reach out to boutique hotels that maybe have small, incomplete kitchens, because we can help them with lunch, dinner, snacks, any room service, or to feed employees. We're working with the East Hotel in Miami to feed their employees. So I would welcome any connections to. We also are working with seniors, because obviously seniors, they don't feel well, they're sick. This gets delivered to their home, so it's a great solution for any seniors as well, and any corporations, working with a couple of insurance people, for their clients as well. So all of those are good connections, for me, for them. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I'm doing. This is a little bit portion of it. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Ed, good morning.
Good morning, Howard. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Ed Gerton with Seaco Sales out of Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company that specializes in dessert equipment. We represent Carpigiani, which would be batch freezers, soft serve machines, mixed treat machines, whipped cream machines, and then ISA, which would be display cases for gelato, ice cream, pastry, grab and go, and Nordica, which would be blast freezers, and hardening cabinets for ice cream or frozen foods. And then BGI, which would be continuous churning ice cream machines. We also carry lines of slush machines, chocolate machines, and other machines for frozen dessert equipment. And the website is seacoastsalesflorida.com. And the phone number is 904-334-4489. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Terry, good morning.
Good morning, Howard. Good morning, group. Happy Friday. I'm Terry Appel. I am the one responsible for finding and getting lead reports out by the 9th of each month. If any of you are getting the reports, they're going to be a little late this month because I will be on vacation for a week. And as the team puts them together, they can't go out without my formatting and making sure everything is correct. So they'll be a few days late. But what we do is we find restaurants that are coming in, just signed a lease, that are just under construction, that are moving to a larger place, adding to their existing locations, several others moving into Florida. And we let you know who the owner is, what their email address is, their phone number, the address, about the square footage. And there's a huge column in there that gives you additional information, like, do they have a bar? Do they have outdoor seating? There's people that want to sell misters and umbrellas and concrete slabs for outside, or greenery for the insides. Anything that any supplier to any restaurant in Georgia or Florida, and we do have two separate reports that come out every month. And I dare anyone to find a report, anything comparable to what we have. There isn't one in the United States. We're very proud to have this. It's 8 years now. I have been in charge of the report for 8 years now. It's a lot of work. It's a 6-day-a-week full-time job just to keep everything going, but very informative. If anybody needs a sample, let me know and I'll send it out to you. Terry at trnusa.com. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Chris.
Good morning, everybody. Chris Kaufman, CHRIS, Kaufman and Company, CHRIS, a clever acronym for clubs, hotels, restaurants, institutions, and sales, because those are the 5 disciplines where we have made placements since 1981, a short but illustrious 41 years ago. We work throughout the United States on behalf of small, medium, and even large-sized New York Stock Exchange type of companies. Over 70% of our work is in the restaurant industry. Later on today, I'll be going through and giving a more expansive version of who we are and what we do. In the meantime, Chris Kaufman, placing all-star aces in great places, 404 all-star.
Great, thank you. Steve, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Steve Whitehill. I own Anchor Business Brokers, and we help people buy and sell businesses. I have a little cartoon I'd like to show you. It's going to talk about why it seems to take so long to sell a business. And if I could share up my screen, I'll show that to you.
Go for it.
And here we are. Yeah, it's always amazing how long it takes to close a business, and especially if there's a loan involved. I'm working on one deal where it took us 2 months to get to the point where the bank said, okay, we're going to do the deal, but we got to investigate a little further. And we probably have another 60 days before we can get to the closing table. And this is after everybody did due diligence, happy with it, and so on. So it can be a long time. It's not a quick process. Frustrating on occasion, but not a quick process. Anyway, I'm Steve Whitehill with Anchor Business Brokers, and I can be found through my website at anchorbb.com.
Okay, thank you. Brian.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Brian. I'm with a company called Rogue Financial Group. We've been in the business for about 15 years, part of another company called Yes out of Miami, which has been there since the 70s. I work on the hospitality side, and what Rogue Financial Group does is we're commercial equipment financing for startups, existing business, small projects, large projects. We work all over the country, primarily in the hospitality. I've branched out into the convenience store industry, doing some stuff with the food trailer, cargo foods, and working with some consultants on some breweries around the country. Again, Brian with Rogue Financial Group. And also, if anybody, I'm in Georgia, and if anybody knows anybody that's know a manufacturer up here called for a coal pack, I work with the Georgia Grown, part of the agricultural group here in Georgia, and it's designed for people that make products in their home, and they come out of their home, and what they do is they have a manufacturer make this product, and a lot of this stuff can be found either in Kroger or Publix and some of these other markets around Georgia. So if anybody knows anybody with coal pack manufacturing company, I'm working with the lady that runs Georgia Grown. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Good. Thank you. Angie, anything you'd like to add to what you've heard?
No, I mean, I have some questions.
Just go ahead. Now's the time.
Especially for the financing people. Are you financing in the Philadelphia area?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. So, so yeah, I'd like to set up one-on-ones. That would be
Okay.
great. I work with a lot of startups, so I help them put their business plan together, do the financial forecast to get the financing. Sometimes SBA isn't interested, you know?
The company that I work for is Clear Lake Financial. Absolutely. Ron has been in business for 30 years, done, everything and anything in hospitality. So yeah, that's not an issue. He works nationally. So I'll definitely reach out and talk to you and, maybe about a couple of other things as well. It'd be great.
Great. Thanks so much, Robin. Appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't forget anybody today, right? Okay, then I'll do.
Where'd Bruce go?
Okay.
Where's Bruce?
Where's Waldo? Who knows?
Where's Bruce?
He was
Yeah.
there.
Thank you, Angie. No, Bruce is right. Bruce is. He did his. He was the first one, and he's still
but
here. He's still here.
he's always here, of course.
Okay.
Oh, Bruce.
I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of the trade newspaper, Today's Restaurant News. We've been around since 1996, and we are a all digital publication at the moment. Like I said, if anybody would like to see this meeting, contact us. I'll give you the information again. Our telephone number is 561-620-8888. Website is trnusa.com. And our YouTube channel is Today's Restaurant. Beep, beep. Terry was telling me, I don't know, sometime during the week, that there was a report out that the Earth, Mother Earth, is, I don't have the right word, tilting or off.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sure everybody knows that, hopefully, that the Earth has started to tilt just a bit off the axis. It's like turning there. That's why the weird weather patterns. And is anyone else aware of that?
No.
Take a look on the just look on the news. Just type in Earth tilting and you'll find it on the Science Channel and on the many news stations, the international news. So, some of the mainstream media does not cover anything, including what's going on with the war, including the fact that the nuclear facility in Ukraine is right now an issue. So take a look at the news and see what is going on. But yes, the tilting has started, hence the floods, hence the drought, hence the drying up of the lakes, hence headaches, lots of other things. So
Does that mean now I have to buy more suntan lotion?
yes, Ed, what the heck?
Well, that was the point I was going to bring up and for discussion. This tilting of the Earth, whether if it's true or not, this is my opinion of it, could be causing what everybody is calling global warming, or it could be a cause of a new ice age. We don't, and we're not talking next week. We're talking thousands of years down the road, I hope. But in any event, we are witnessing some weird weather patterns all over the world. You see what happened in Dallas, and you see what's happening all over. And honestly, I've been living in Florida for over 30 years, and the weather here this year, this summer in particular, I never had to look at the weather report during the summer, which runs from May until November. It was always 92, 93, and 80% humidity. This year, the temperatures are approaching 90. The 89.
98. And no
That-
rain.
that
And
was a
no
minor,
rain. And no rain.
that was, we always have blips up and down. But for the most part, I think the average may be down. It's my opinion only. So my point.
I'm gonna sign off, guys, okay? I'm getting some text. So everybody have a lovely weekend. It was great to meet everybody.
Thank
You
you.
too, Robin.
Take
Be
care,
well.
Robin.
Have a great weekend.
I have a few ideas for you.
So,
Okay.
What?
Ed, I'm gonna call Mary Yates now, and then I'm gonna get a hold of Andrea and I'll find out about
the
the
meeting
flooring
is not
plan.
over, by the way. The meeting is not over.
Right. Yes, we know that. We still see that little REC in the top left.
Yes, Steve.
Anyway,
Yeah, you're talking about
Maybe-
weather. I guess maybe Rick can comment on this, but I guess I don't, because you live in Roswell, I live in Johns Creek. It seems to have been, when we've had rain, it seems to be like we have burst of rain and it just sort of, comes down pretty heavily and then floods my garage. Have directional rain. So it's like,
Flood your garage.
yeah.
but,
I think it's
but-
because, I think it's because we haven't paid our climate tax here.
Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah.
well, the question that I wanted to bring up was, if we are in global warming, if the United States tomorrow went to all electric vehicles, would it change anything? No, it wouldn't. Even if the whole world went to electric, it probably won't change anything. And if it does, it would be like 0.00070. I heard that on the news yesterday somewhere.
I absolutely disagree with that, Howard.
Well, this is my opinion. If you've
Okay.
got an opinion, voice it.
Well, it's and especially it's not only the cars, but you have the trucks. So if the trucks were to also go electric and the planes and the cruise ships, I think there would be a big dent in
But that's the United States. That's not Pakistan. That's not India. That's not Ghana. It's not the third world countries, and they're the majority of the world.
well, their
Wait a minute, I
adoption
don't
could be
wanna
even
go on
faster
an
than ours.
electric plane.
And actually, they're
That
the
thing
biggest
was-
polluters by a lot. The other problem is, everybody forgets about electric, is that the way you get electricity is by burning fossil fuel.
Fuel.
And
Not necessarily.
actually, pretty much, because sun doesn't work at night and there's no way to store it.
Well, I think that with solar
Well,
panels,
you charge your battery.
Okay.
You do
charge-
store it. You store it in a
Okay,
battery
right,
in the
Sure,
car.
and
right?
what do you do? Batteries that last, I think now the current lithium batteries, they've gotten up to about 12 years. And how do you reprocess the lithium batteries?
Well, I mean, I think that we have a long way to go here,
Well, the problem
but
is-
you know, there's science and innovation and incentives to get us there. I think that's
Well,
really important,
that-
right?
Everybody's.
We can't keep mining coal and, you know, it's a finite resource, right? Like we need to
Right.
So
move
Right.
to
so is-
renewable energy. There's
so is
also
lithium,
wind.
so is
There's also
lithium cobalt,
geothermal.
so is lithium, cobalt, and so on. And no one has made geothermal work successfully yet, and it's been looked at a long time. So there are no easy answers. And the United States is not the problem. We have the lowest pollution factor in the world. Get everybody else to start coming up to our levels, and we can talk about it.
Where are you getting that
Right,
information?
right. I don't know where you're getting any of that.
Look at it. China is the biggest
Are
polluter.
disproportionately
that's not true.
high.
That is true.
We are still the largest polluter in the world.
No, not at all.
We are.
Have you
Steve,
been?
It's
Steve, wait.
disproportionate for sure.
who is the largest polluter, Steve?
As far as I know, is China. I think it's followed by India, but I'm not really sure. I don't look at that carefully.
or I'm sure India is right up there as well.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's followed by India.
Angela, I must say, that was refreshing coming from somebody in Philadelphia, where, if I remember correctly, Scranton was coal country for a long, long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand like the families with the legacy of coal mining. Like, why would you want your kids to do that? You know?
Right.
Like, let's
I agree
let's
with that.
progress. Let's move on to other things, it's time. I mean, harnessing the sun is, just a start. It's not that, there's a lot of development and honestly, jobs. There's a lot of jobs that can be created in this realm. And we, need the incentives to be able to get there, to incentivize businesses to do it. So
My son is a boss, very high up in the power plant, which is very considerable to FP&L in California. It's called Nextra Energy. And he's one of the bosses there. And they do have solar power systems all over the place. And they're, again, it's a power plant, but, I can't see where they would not ever be around. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it just, I don't know. Unless Mount St. Helens, erupts, or Yellowstone, and it sends clouds of ash into the air and covers the sun up for 100 years. I don't know. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, honestly, anybody's guess. We could all be right. We could all be, who knows?
Well, the reason I brought this up was not to get into a conversation of who's right or wrong. The fact of the matter is, it is happening one way or the other as far as change in weather. What causes it is something unknown at this point. But what effect does it have on our daily life and our business? If we are going to see hotter summers, what do we do? How does that change our business model? Does it do anything to us? I know it helped Ed quite a bit. He'll sell sell more ice cream, and he'll sell more machines.
Well, you got to go out though, and if it's too hot to go out, I mean, I haven't gone out that much, and it's getting it's unbearable to go outside, and I enjoy being outside. So if there was no air conditioning, there would be no Florida. I mean, who the hell would live here?
It would be the first year to go, trust me.
Do you know that 1 in 6 families in the United States right now cannot pay their utility bills? So what comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Some of you guys are aware that I've got a pretty deep background in the energy business. And,
let him speak. Let him speak. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, let him.
Just to cover, we don't. I think, what is it about? Is it what's the percentage of electric cars right now? Is it 5%?
No, it's not
I don't
even
think it's that
1%.
high.
I don't think
Depends
it's
on what country you're in. In Norway, it's like 25%.
I'm talking about.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm talking about here. I'm talking about here.
Yeah, there's 3
I mean,
electric
we
cars.
we have a pretty decaying infrastructure, and it's going to take a radical overhaul to even double what we do now. So it's kind of a moot point. I mean, all the politicians can talk about, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but I can promise you the infrastructure is not there to support it.
Not yet.
And as far as the weather goes, well, I am in that business. As far as the weather goes, expect a cold winter, except for the Southeast. All the energy companies have meteorologists, and they kind of guess at it too, right? So we're on some of these calls from time to time. And I'd say that, you can expect a cold winter. I know Pennsylvania, you could expect that, and probably most of the country, but the Southeast shouldn't change a whole lot this year.
Well, they say natural gas is going to go to $10.
Is
It's
There's a
gonna,
reason to move to solar.
you're going to see probably in November, I would say, you're going to see it. You'll see a spike somewhere around November 7th or 8th, 9th. When's the election?
The 8th.
Exactly. But I don't know why everybody isn't using solar, especially in Florida, the Sunshine State.
You want to know why?
California does have solar.
I've looked into
California
solar.
has a lot of solar. You're
Yes.
required with new construction to build solar.
Yeah,
looked
I'm
in-
from California. My family is there.
I've
Yeah.
looked into putting solar in my house a couple of times. Every time I look at it, there's just absolutely no economics. There's about best I could see is a 17-year payback.
Yeah.
And
17 years?
And that's without batteries for backing it up at night.
Well, we also have a small company called FP&L that is paying every government representative to make sure that it never becomes equitable for the average homeowner to have it. So, you know, that's a big problem right there.
The Southern Company is a pretty powerful group and one of the most powerful companies in America.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get what they want.
Right.
And they don't want solar.
Right.
When I looked at solar, I did something very simple. I just said, this is my electric bill. What does it take to replace my electric bill? And when I look at it, as I said, took me 17 years. Now you can do much less than power your full house, of course. And then, you know, that's a different economic concept. You want to sort of decrease your cost of energy. Yeah, FP&L will give you credits for what you don't use. But if you're really talking about getting off of electricity, getting off of essentially the network, there's just no economics to it. And you may not be able to do it if your house doesn't have a big enough roof.
See, now we're in the
guys,
middle of a solar project. And
we are in the solar business.
Definitely paying off.
The biggest issue for a home is that the financing is a fraudulent. It's a fraudulent package. The upfront fees and financing are a total.
Yeah, but even if I went I didn't look at it that way. I said, this is the absolute cost. And I said, if I had to take a loan and finance it, what would it be? And as I said, you know, the best so far that I've gotten to, I've looked at it 3 times.
See, now we financed it, and the monthly payment is about the same as what our electric bill used to be.
Okay.
So it did make sense.
No, you can do that, but I'm saying
right. But it made sense because you get a 26% rebate, right? Because there's an incentive to cover the upfront cost of it, right? And that's what it's meant to do, is to get you to the finish line and have you make the investment. But the assumption there is that your electric cost isn't going to go up.
Exactly.
Of course, your electric cost is going to go up over the next 15 years.
No. What you're saying is valid.
Right?
I'm not going to tell you no.
Steve, the last time I looked at it, and I have a southern exposure. I had a great roof. The break even was 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Still a fairly long time.
Well, if you're going to stay in a house for 30 years, you know what? I think it's a worthwhile investment.
One problem with solar in Florida with the roofs is what happens when your roof has to be repaired after a hurricane.
Yeah. Or even if your roofs have to replace after anywhere between 15 and 25 years, typically.
Most roofs in Florida don't last more than 15 years.
Mm.
No, we just replaced ours. So. No.
And the answer is that include batteries for nighttime usage, or are you going back on the grid for nighttime usage?
Are you asking me?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I should have said Angela.
Right. Yeah. So we're back on the grid for nighttime usage.
Okay. So you're really just minimizing essentially CO2. And by the way, I looked it up. China is the biggest polluter of CO2.
Followed by the United States.
Followed by the United States. But they're twice as much as we are.
Well, their population is how much more than us?
Well,
it's
actually,
a lot more than ours.
If you do it that way,
way more than twice as much.
No, you're
like
right.
a billion or 2 billion people.
Yeah,
3, I guess. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. What you're saying is, in fact, that if you do it by population, they're going to get worse, because as the population essentially gets more wealthy and then wants more stuff, they're only going to increase their power generation and usage. And that means they're in fact building coal plants, and they're not particularly concerned about minimizing pollution.
Exactly. Yeah, they have no regulation. That's why their products are so much cheaper, right?
For many reasons, but that's one of them, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how many problems have we solved today?
None.
Probably a lot.
I'd like to recommend the book Inconvenient Facts, the science that Al Gore doesn't want you to know.
I have that. I have the DVD, I have the book, and I have the other So I read the whole thing, but Al Gore also has a 10,000 square foot home that's loaded with electricity, electrical products, and his electric bill is through the roof. So
Raging
I did my
hypocrisy.
research on Al Gore.
He
let me-
didn't even
let me-
win his
By
home
the way,
congressional
you-
district when he ran for president.
I liked him. I thought he would have made a good president. I'm an independent, so it's the person, it's not the party. I don't. Lately, though, you never know, and that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I did
Well, the
love Ronald Reagan.
majority of people liked him, but
Yeah,
he still
yeah.
didn't win.
Well, you can thank
Right.
Florida for that. I mean, he would have been president. He should have been president, but
He should have been. He should have been. But you know what? There are powers a little bit higher than us that already know who's going to be
well,
president.
I understand
matter.
Roger Stone had something to do with that as well.
I'll ask
Roger
him.
Stone.
I'll ask him.
Abraham Lincoln got more votes than Stephen Douglas, but they made Stephen Douglas the guy when he ran against him. So Abe got screwed the first time, but came back and won it the next time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's hope for
what
Al.
all he accomplished other than
Al's a
paying
fraud.
more.
Hey, as Mark Twain said, if your vote mattered, they wouldn't let you do it.
Exactly. You know what? How true is that? How true is that? That's my next thing at the bottom of my signature.
All right, vote early and vote often.
Vote often.
I don't know if he actually said
Fair
it.
daily.
I saw it on Facebook, so it must be true.
So Howard, I guess I'll go next week, huh?
I'm sorry?
I guess I'll do my presentation next week, huh?
Oh, did I miss it? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't even look. I didn't think anybody was scheduled. That's the other thing. I don't think next week is Labor Day weekend, so we're not going to have a meeting
Well, wait a minute. Make sure, because if
Unless
everyone's going to be here, then we
unless
can't.
everybody wants to. I mean,
We're not
took it
leaving
for
till
granted.
Sunday, so yeah.
I'm not worried about us. I'm talking about everybody else.
Who wants to have a meeting next Friday? How many?
Nobody.
I'm good.
Okay,
whatever.
Labor Day weekend is
okay.
off.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be around anyway, so we can have an unofficial meeting, or we can solve the solar power problem without recording it, but I don't think we're going to get a full house next week.
Well, let's do a flat Earth meeting on Friday. That ought to be fun.
A what?
Very
A
funny.
flat Earth. Yeah.
Flat Earth.
Very funny, Rick.
You mean it's
funny.
not?
That's why when it tilts, we're gonna fall off, I mean, come
I've
on.
never been to the edge. I don't know.
By the way,
Hey,
while
that was on LinkedIn. That's got to be true.
Yeah.
Let me give you, I was reading, there's an article that's going to be published in our newspaper, actually on the front page of the September issue. And I have a copy of it here. And I just wanted to give you a sneak peek at some of the things that the article discusses. They're talking about trends, somewhat tied to what I was trying to get to with the weather and everything. We went to the FRLA summit a couple of weeks ago. Nobody here was there besides Terry and I, but Marco Rubio was one of the keynote speakers, and Chef Robert Irvine was the other keynote speaker. And both of them said that everything that we know that will no longer be the same. Basically, the world is changing. We discussed this last week, but some of the trends that are coming up based on that type of thinking was surprising to me. I'm just going to give you a quickie and then we can adjourn. 66% of Americans say they would use a food service app which allowed them to split the bill easily with friends. I think they did that survey in Florida, and I think the percentage is too low on that one.
You know, I have a question. I have a really decent question, I think, and this is for everyone out there. If you're going to ask the waiter to split the bill, and you've got a couple ordering wine and whatever, and you're not partaking in their whatever they're ordering, and your bill is somewhat less, how is it not okay to ask for 2 checks? Because we have paid so much money extra for not doing that. And if they have to split the check anyway, 2 checks would be just as easy and it would be the fair amount. Does anybody have any comment on that? Because that's a big issue for me.
I think it's okay to ask for 2 checks.
Mhm.
We rarely do it, but I think it's okay. Well, in
But
fact,
people are embarrassed to do that. I'm like, why? I've started doing it and everybody's fine with it. Now I find they're doing it. So
Nobody goes out with us anymore.
Well, the answer is to drink more and to have salads, you know, I mean.
no, Bruce, I mean, if you're ordering a table full of appetizers where everyone's sharing, that's a different story. But so Steve, you think it's okay? Do you do it?
rarely.
Is there a reason?
I don't think it's worth the effort, but it's fine. I don't care. I mean, I really I've gotten so used to doing it where you split the check. I don't worry about it. That's what I do. I mean, it's just habit. No.
Yeah.
It's funny because we met a new couple that we started going out with. And the thing that bugs me the most is I consider myself to be a really good tipper because I think they deserve it, especially if they give you good service. But it's been 3 times now that we've gone out with this couple and this guy hasn't tipped at all. And I'm going like, what's wrong with this picture here?
Well,
I think the next time we go out, I'm definitely going to bring it up to him, but that really bugs me.
Why don't you ask for 2 checks?
Well, yeah, but that doesn't solve him sniffing the server.
Tipping, yeah.
But he might think that you're paying so much, he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
that's true.
I usually do about
Usually you don't see
22%.
because you get 2 bills, don't you? When you get 1 check and you sort of divide it in half, they come, you give them their credit cards, and they come back with 2 separate things, and then you put on the tip. He doesn't know.
Oh, no, because you're getting your credit card back, your credit card slip back, and from there you put the tip on it.
No, but that's my point. So he doesn't know what you're tipping or not tipping.
Wait,
Well,
check your
checking
bill,
out.
Bruce. It may be already included. It's
No,
maybe already be
No,
included.
not for 4 people.
Yeah.
Bruce,
Oh, yes,
does he
they
ask
do.
you?
They
Does
do
he
it
ask
in
you?
different.
No. And he's a doctor. He's a former doctor. He's a former plastic
Right.
surgeon. I'm
A
going
lot
like,
of doctors are real cheap.
yeah, they are. They are. And they're lousy business people.
That too.
That's terrible.
So, you're talking about splitting checks. I usually don't because a lot of times I go out with my parents. Me and my wife will go out with my parents, and I just not the hassle because they're on a sort of fixed income, so I just pay for it.
Well, your
Then-
parents, I don't
You're a
mean
nice- you're a
family.
nice-
But,
you're a good
but
son.
I go out with my daughter and her boyfriend, and they always kind of like and I paid for their meals before, right?
Of
But
course.
it'd be they have good jobs. It'd be nice once in a while. They pay for their own, right?
You're asking for too much.
It would
You're
be
asking
even nicer
for
if they
too
paid for you, Brian. Come on.
But
Yeah,
I
I'm
want
not
My wife
talking
gets
about
my wife
family.
gets
I want-
mad
I
when I
want-
split the check with her.
at least something Howard knows, but little humor. Okay, so it's about my dad. My dad's 87, and their form of entertainment is bingo. So we go maybe once a month. They go play bingo. I take them play bingo. So I take him, and I get the computerized one, so he doesn't have to go dab, right? So,
I guess no exercise.
so we go there. This past Sunday, okay, and he's like he's like, going, and you have to be quiet because these people are like professional people, right? You know, and I'm telling him, just be quiet, just be quiet. We get, you know, we're going through, and he's getting close each time, needs one more ball and everything. So we get to the 7th round, which is, you know, the last game, right? And he needs one more, and ball number 40 comes up. Nobody says bingo. And then number 47 comes up. He needs it for bingo, right? I says, Dad, just hit it. Don't wait till it hit, you know, the computer generates it. Then you can yell bingo, right? And he jumps up. And he goes, bingo! And everybody looks around and like they are so pissed because these people come there every weekend, and it's like he won $1,000.
Oh,
So
good for him.
yeah, it's like the clincher is, you know, my mom says, when you get the money, can I hold it? And he says, no.
I understand that completely.
The clincher is they went out to dinner and his father didn't even pick up the check.
Yeah, well, that too. By the way, we use an app. We go with a couple specifically that we sometimes go to their country club for dinner, sometimes come to ours when we go travel. So we have an app that and you can't play at the other guy's country club. So instead of splitting it later on, we have an app that keeps track of who owes who money, and every once in a while we settle up. Kind of.
That's different. That's different. Like we've gone to people at country clubs and they've treated us. They said, don't even worry about it. We have an allotment. We haven't used anywhere near it. So we don't, you know, we accept graciously. And if we go out to dinner someplace, you know, we'll certainly reciprocate.
But it's one of those things that we travel a fair amount, so you can get unbalanced very easily. So instead of worrying about who owes who, we just book it and then periodically settle up.
That's great. That's a good way to do it.
Let me officially end the meeting. I want to thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
We will not have a meeting next week. So have a great Labor Day weekend. And I'll keep the window open so we can continue to talk.
And I'll reach out to you.
Okay.
I know I will.
Chris, I want to ask you a question when we hang up. All right. See you all 2 weeks.